Hey, chilling with the cat here. I want to talk about something that's pretty serious, and I'm gonna use this sticker. See that? It's technically kind of funny, I think. I picked it up. It was a free sticker at the store. I think you're overreacting. The green tube thing is looking all calm, and how do I do this? The other test tube is having a little meltdown. It's cute sticker, right? But I want to talk about it in a serious way because there's like a ton of wisdom in that sticker. Our reactions that we have, the emotions that we feel, the thoughts that we think, they create. Whoa, girl, she almost fell. Um, they create chemical reactions in our body, and there's a whole like realm of stuff we could talk about relative to that. But what I want to talk about is how our dogs perceive it. We've talked before about how dogs use their nose, then their eyes, and then their ears. And when we go through these emotional responses to things and therefore emit chemical reactions, it creates like subtle smells and changes in our pheromone profile, etc., that the dogs totally perceive. And they might not be able to like intellectualize exactly what it means, but they get the vibe. That's why some dogs can actually smell people that have diseases. Like there's some dogs that are trained to go and smell if somebody's got cancer. I mean, that's how sensitive dogs can be. I'm not saying that like your dog could like smell cancer. I mean whatever, dude. But dogs as a species, there's animals and then there's dogs, and dogs' sense of smell is crazy. I don't know how to verify this, but I've read this that excuse me. Let's say you're cooking soup and you know how when you're cooking dinner you don't smell it, and then if you like go out to the car or go out to check the mail, and then you come back inside, you're like, wow, it smells like food in here, right? Or if someone comes over while you're cooking, they're like, oh, it smells good. And you're like, oh, I don't really smell it. It's weird how that is. But anyway, I've read that when we would smell like soup, the dog would smell, multiple levels of ingredients within that soup. They would like smell the lentils, the onions, the celery, some oregano. It's like when I was a little kid and my dad used to listen to Benny Goodman. And, to me, it just sounded like music, like one music. And my dad would be like, oh, I really like the clarinet. Or like, do you hear the bassoon? And I'd be like, no, I don't. I just hear music, you know? And with my developed brain at that state, that's kind of how humans are relative to a dog. Like my dad had musical sense and he could perceive different nuances that I just heard music. So a lot of times when we think something is totally neutral, like our smell, the dog is like, yeah, there's the this and that and the other thing, and they're definitely stressed, or There used to be an old commercial for deodorant, and it said, like, never let them see you sweat. And we've all had the experience, whether it's like going to a job interview, asking a girl out on a date. You can like get yourself stressed to the point where you have like an actual physical reaction to it. Like all of a sudden your palms are sweaty, or all of a sudden your armpits are like sweating out like crazy, and you're just like, whoa, what's up? Uh, if you're into the Bible, when it talks about Jesus, his sweat was as great drops of blood falling down to the ground, right? That's something called hematidrosis. And it means that you can actually get so stressed that your skin tightens up so much that it pops all these little blood vessels up here at the surface, and it comes out in your sweat. It's, you got to be pretty freaked out. But my point is that we're going through these emotional swings all day long. Like, oh, the phone rings, oh, we're this or that or the other. Now we're stressed about this, or, oh, well, wait, what if this, what do I, this, that, And the dog can perceive all that stuff. So I'm not telling you to like try and turn yourself off emotionally and like never feel emotions and worry about it, or worry about how you smell now because you're freaking your dog out. Just, I'm pointing this out to paint a bigger picture, to empower you to realize how much communication you actually do have with your dog. You might think that you need to learn specific techniques, like become an expert dog person in order to communicate with your dog. But I'm telling you, man, like 95% of your communication with your dog is just, how do you really feel? Like right then, and what are your realistic expectations that you actually feel are, like I said, realistic? So when I come to meet a dog that I'm going to work with, okay, my inner dialogue and my state of being is calm. Like, I actually take some deep breaths and make sure that when I go into this place, this usually is someone's living room, that I'm calm. I'm not like coming in there like worrying about, something else. I'm like, phew. And then the second thing is my expectations are different than the owner's. I've done this before. I'm familiar with behavior patterns. I can read the dog's energy real quick and discern like what kind of response it's going to need from me in order to establish the best communication, like right out of the gate. The owner's not operating on this level, so their expectations are different. They're trying to like warn me about, oh, if the dog does, or here, I've actually had owners like meet me on the front porch and like hand me treats and just be like, okay, here we go. So, and they're trying to tell me like, so here we go, when we go inside, and I'm going to need you to hand him the treat right away so that he doesn't do this. And then, when we move over here, you got to give him another treat so he doesn't jump on you. And I'm just like, let's see how this goes, Because the last thing I want to do is reward a dog with treats when they're in a state of mind that I don't agree with. Especially as my first introduction with the dog. Like, I need to set myself apart so that I can help the dog. So therefore, I don't want to participate in these rituals that the owner expects need to happen in order to accommodate the dog. Or else why would they be paying me to come and fix the dog if we're just going to recreate the same stuff? So that's my point, is like, how we feel is going to affect the smells that we're giving off that a dog can pick up super clear. So when I go into a place and I'm feeling calm and my expectations are not to get the dog to do exactly what I want right away, but my expectations are to get the dog to calm its dialogue so that it can hear me and that we can begin to communicate in an organic way, because I'm also listening to the dog and the dog can perceive that I'm listening to the dog. I'm not just coming in there like, this is how it is, dog. I'm actually like, what do you need, dog? Like, how you feel? Tell me some stuff, dog. But I'm not using words. I'm like permitting the dog space to show me how it's really feeling. Because usually the owner's description of how the dog is feeling isn't really usually that accurate. And that's why, look, people usually need to like feel like they're really backed into a corner and out of options before it makes sense to hire someone like me. It makes sense to me to hire me as soon as you get the dog. That way I can come over one time, set you up, communicate with this dog to get the boundaries square and show you like, look, just vibe with it like this and you'll never have any of these problems. What usually happens is someone gets a dog, they don't really know exactly what's up, and slowly over time habits build till they become problems, and then they might try one trainer that makes it not better, sometimes makes it worse, and then they'll be told about me because they'll be complaining to somebody else, and they'll be like, oh well, this guy, he fixed so and so's dog like crazy, like they had, you know, and they'll say some story about me. Then the person will call me, and the first thing they're going to want to do is tell me how impossible it is. Like, yeah, what they're trying to communicate to me is like they're definitely going to need to see something to believe something, and that they'll like give me a chance, but their expectations aren't high. That's usually how it works. Like, yeah, I heard you could help so and so, but there's always a rationalization like, that dog is different. You don't understand my dog. If you knew what we were going through, oh boy. So yeah, you could come over and we'll see what, and whatever, dude. I mean, I'm all about helping dogs. I don't really care about people too much. Like, people come and go. I'm not trying to sound like a jerk, but if my goal was to impress people, I mean, dude, come on. I want to help the dogs. So I come in with calmness and a different expectation. And when the dog feels that, they immediately start to relate to me in a different way. And through relating with me in a different way, then they can, it's like scales falling off their eyes, or like letting some big weight down off their shoulder. They're like, I don't have to carry that, you mean? I can just relax and like vibe with you for real, and you make sense. Look, I didn't mean to turn this into a commercial about myself. I'm just telling you. Those same clients that are like skeptical in the beginning wind up thinking that I'm some kind of magician afterwards. Like, and I've had clients say to that, like, oh yeah, you're the magician, or I'm not a magician. And that's why I make these YouTube videos. I don't need these videos to get clients. Actually, I don't really get clients from my YouTube videos. If you'll notice, my YouTube videos don't even have a lot of views. A lot of my YouTube videos, I don't think anybody even ever really watches them or something. I don't care. I'm putting out a library of educational material, number one, so that I can refer clients to it. So I'm saying, like, this dog is like your dog. Watch this video and you might not have to hire me if it makes sense to you, or if it does a little bit, call me up and we can talk. I can talk about it with you, and chances are I might not have to even come to your house. I I've worked with clients all over the country, and I don't go to them. And very rarely does clients come to me. So we can actually accomplish a lot on the phone, and that's my incentive. Cat fight going on outside. Aren't you glad you're inside, sweetheart? Man, they're going at it. I hate that. Hold on a second. Aren't you glad you're inside, babe? Yeah, I think they stopped. I didn't see them. But, oh, baby. Kind of lost my train of thought a little bit. But anyway, that's why I make these YouTube videos, is so that you can actually, like, realize, like, this is not magic. It's just basic. In this case, it's chemistry. And then there's, like, philosophy. I'm going to go and separate these cats. Hey! Hey! Good girl, sweetheart. Love you, babe. Neighbor's cats. Look, you don't have to learn a million secrets or seek out all this, like, wisdom and knowledge. Pay attention to your inner dialogue, how you feel, and you will be surprised at how your dog will shift their reaction to that. Read the part in my book that talks about space and pace, because that breaks it down pretty clear. You do not need to, like, wait weeks and months and go through all these, like, exercises to, like, make sure you feel in a certain way. Dude, a minute of breathing slow and deep and just being aware of how you feel and calming these thoughts in your mind. They're just coming up like bubbles in the cauldron. And your dog will notice that. Just 1 minute. So when you can start to perceive little wins, that's why if you've read my book from start to finish, you'll see that we start off with the most baby steps in order to get momentum, so that by the end of the book, it not only does it make sense, but the person feels like it's possible. Like you can actually see the path to progress. And once we believe something is achievable and we can see, that's the thing, check it out. You might believe that your dog could be helped by a professional or so, maybe like if some trainer you like came, that they could fix your dog, but you can't. That's kind of what I'm trying to do with this YouTube channel, is like, look, you really can. I tell my clients, I'm like, look, I'm just a bridge. I just get you from here to there to make it easier. You can very easily climb down and walk through the creek and walk up the other side and be there too. people hire me to make it easier for them, make it easier for the dog, make it go faster. But there's nothing magic about it that you would like need me. If you pay attention to these videos and they resonate with you, you're already like far along in the game. Just take it for real. Breathe. Concentrate on what you're really feeling. And chances are you're so much farther along in making real progress with your dog than you might think you are. So I hope that's helpful. And thank you for watching. The cats seem fine. They fight a lot. There's like neighbor cats all over the place. I live out in the country, so that's why I don't let my cat outside. So, all right, thanks for watching.